I feel like it taps us into our truest, most pure, clearest, resonant presence. The first half of the ceremony, you're going through the shadows. And it's because to get to that pure, clear frequency, we need to clean up whatever layers and garbage has been going on there.
I love that. Oh,
it's like
wow.
You have a bunch of dirty dishes in the sink, you fill up the sink with water, all the grime floats to the top. So you can look at it, understand where it came from, and then drain the sink and clean it. But then afterwards, you are now in this light body, light frequency. The way you're able to use your voice, there is no false notes. There is no such thing as out of tune, because you're so in tune with your own divine nature. You can sing with the shaman and match the frequency exactly. You can do a handstand that was probably the best handstand you could ever do, because you can feel every single tendon in your body and every single muscle. It's like having the greatest awareness of yourself and no bullshit in the way. No falsity, no illusions, no layers of self-consciousness or judgment or self-judgment. All of it stripped away, and it's just you. Still human, still there, but purely you. Welcome back to the James Zander Trip with your host, James Zander. My guest today is a very special human, a dear friend of mine, someone with a big heart and a cosmic soul. His name is Dedy Tien, and he's the co-founder of a non-profit school in Bali, Indonesia, that serves more than 250 kids for free. He runs several businesses, has written books, and embodies the principles of leadership. And equally, he's explored the mysteries of plant medicine and the cosmic secrets of the universe. Above all, he's one of the most giving, generous, kind-hearted people I know. In today's episode, I want to dive in primarily into his experience with ayahuasca, Bufo, the toad medicine 5-MeO-DMT, psilocybin mushrooms, his code of values, the importance of truth, and what his experience was like at my God Mode retreat. Without further ado, welcome Dedy to the podcast.
Hey, brother. James, great to be here. And thank you so very much for having me.
Thank you, bro. I want to start with your core values, the principles that have shaped your life and continue to shape your life. What would you say have been the driving values of your life?
Wow, good questions. So, I grew up in an environment where my mom and my dad would rather have seen me actually in a field, like planting corn and trees. So that's the environment that I grew up in. And so, talk about values. That's basically it. Like, the things that being kid, you observe from your parents, right? Okay, these are the values, because my dad, I think, values work. So he wants us to actually work in the field. However, throughout it, at the age of 14, I came in contact with an army who came into my life, powerful man, healthy masculine man. He shared with me three things actually: health, which is exercise, and then also he shared with me entrepreneurship, and lastly is the English. And then he actually originally from Bali, his name Pak Made. And so that embedded in me early on the value of exercise. And since then, one of my primary, one could say, driving force is health or movement. And then that also led to beautiful things, many things, and in our relationships and all that. So I would say the primary value is health.
Health. Yeah, you guys should see how Dedy can do handstands during an ayahuasca ceremony. It's quite interesting.
It was an activation, bro.
It was amazing. But so it's so interesting. You grew up your parents expecting you to work in the rice fields or planting corn, and life had different ideas for you. And if it was not for this mentor, Pakmade, coming into your life at that exact moment and teaching you certain things, it could be that you're right now in the rice fields, working at your parents' farm.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think it is that I often think of life giving us these really interesting setups for the soul, where just at the right moment, the right book lands in your life or the right person comes into your life, and suddenly you're on a whole different timeline. Have you thought about this yourself, the cosmic forces that have led you and guided you outside of a normal Bali life?
I love that. That's literally my relationship with the psilocybin as well. I believe that it comes because it wants to. I call it mom. Mom, if mom wants to come, she will. Like, she will find a way to get into you. And yeah, to add on like what you just said there, like Pakmade came to my life at the right time. And then he said things like when he said, look, if you want to learn how to speak English, go to where I'm from. We're talking about, I'm from another island, like not Bali, from another island. And just the power of how the universe and it just organized it in a beautiful way. That's how I looked at it. And when you surrender and when you trust, where being kid, it was just pure follow my intuition, what feels right. So when he said, go to Bali, 7 years later, after he said that, 7 years later, but he planted this seed. So like what you said about the book that come to your life or the mentor, usually you kind of like oblivious to it and then not really listen to it. But then later, cost you to take action. So that's what it did for me. I took action and then I came to Bali. And my life, it changed the trajectory of my life. And where now I'm in a beautiful, in a place where I help all my mom, my dad, my brothers, all, the family, just because of that one thing. Yeah.
Planting the seed, that's so important. Because I don't know if you can plan these moments of serendipity and synchronicity, but you can always pay attention and listen to what is the seed that is being planted in this moment. And so you heard that from him, Bali.
Yeah.
And 7 years later, it's a manifested thing. You're there.
Yeah.
But someone else might have heard it and it might have completely flown over their head. And I've seen this in my life as well, where almost 10 years ago, I remember this one woman told me, oh, you have such a great voice. You should do a podcast. And in my mind, I was like, nah, I don't think so. I don't agree with you. But it plants a seed, and then later another person says it or another synchronicity happens. And 10 years later, there's a podcast.
There you go.
And so paying attention to every moment, because in every moment, there is something in that moment for you, like for you specifically.
Yeah.
Whether it's a single word that a friend says in a conversation, something that a stranger says, a book that you see on the shelf, a random Instagram post. It's like when those moments hit you, and you can always kind of feel it. There's like a click.
Yeah.
And don't resist the click.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, cool. Let me bookmark this. Let me come back to it. Let me not ignore the sign.
Yeah. Yeah. I love that. And for me, more and more now that I've came in contact with beautiful people like you, James, and mentors here in Bali and all that, I've realized that it's the power of allowing and tune into your, what I call the warrior within, where it knows that, looking back, I've realized that sometimes scarcity mindset, when it creeps in and then it lessons that I've learned throughout is that when we allow the scarcity mindsets to creep into your head, and that's where you started to go down the, one could say, wrong path. But when you train yourselves to live and hold the high frequency, where if, let's say, abundance is the frequency that you want to hold, and you train, it's not just like one-off thing. And this is what I realized more and more, coming from poverty, where we had to fight to survive. Things like water and food was very limited because the war and all that stuff. And I've realized that it's because of the people that are holding the frequency. In truth, is that abundance. But how do you hold yourselves? If you want to attract abundance, then you want to think in terms of abundance, because you attract more of the same. If you think scarcity and fear, you attract that. So,
was there a moment for you where you felt a significant shift between poverty to wealth, poverty to abundance, where you're like, oh, I'm thinking differently than other people around me. I'm dreaming bigger. I'm appreciating more. I'm expecting more.
That moment doesn't happen just like that, but being surrounded, I surrounded myself with good people who, like for example, you, James, how you hold yourselves, how you speak, how you convey yourselves in a way that an abundant person would. So that's kind of like rub on. Like because the world that I knew was poverty, right? And so grew up in that environment. Because we had no even electricity or TV. So that's like, that's the reality. But then come in contact with people when I came to Bali, like, okay, I started to notice that, wow, these people they give, they appreciate things, they are grateful for things. And then I learned, so slowly I learned, there's another world that it's for me, abundance or wealth is not so much about the things that I have now, but the state that I'm in. Yeah. My bank account goes up and down, so it doesn't really determine that I am an abundant person, or so how I see in terms of abundance or wealth is the state that I am in.
Yes.
Am I in a state of scarcity or want more and never this, or am I in the state of gratitude, being grateful and want to give? And that's what led me to be able to build the school. And then it's just if I might share I call it the 3 Gs. So the first one is the gratitude energy, and what am I grateful for? Like, first thing I ask my partner that, hey, love, what are you grateful for? And then she would ask me the same thing every day before we started our day. I think it's really helped to set the mindset. And second is the growth mindset. What's the one thing that I can do like today, total, like different, that the thing that I've that new, like that I can implement to grow myself. Like, could be read the book or do something different so that I can grow. And then last but not least, what can I give and how can I be of service? These are the principles that I actually shared with the kids at Peduli as well. The 3 Gs. What are you grateful for? What's the one thing that you can do today to grow yourself? And last but not least, they frequently ask yourselves, what can you give and how can you be of service?
Can I add a 4th G?
Go for it. God mode.
Literally. God.
God. True.
When you align with God, when you have a faith towards the divine, God provides.
I love that. Powerful.
Gratitude, growth, giving, and God.
And God.
So beautiful. Tell me about the principles of leadership. You're someone that I've seen the way you speak on stage. I've seen the way you hold yourself and the way you lead teams and an entire school. What else helped you become a great leader in your life, to yourself, to others, to your friends, to your coworkers?
When I was in Perth, Australia, well, it was 4 years ago, and I had this desire to interview great leaders. So my question at that time was, what makes a good leader? And so I did. I went out and found this lot of entrepreneurs, go-getters, and then so that's why I wrote the book Leaders, Becoming a Leader People Love to Follow. That process of writing was purely because I want to learn. I want to learn to become a good leader. And then I interviewed them. So out of all the lessons that I've learned, and it comes down to actually 7 principles that I wrote in that book, Leaders. And the first one is listen, like your ability to listen, and listen with no urge to reply, but just purely listen with your mind, with your body, with your heart, and just be totally present with the person. And then in the world of AI, ChatGPT, and all the free information nowadays, it's like people are treating each other as a means to an end.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the hardest thing. And people can feel that.
100%.
When you come in contact with a person, you just want to treat him or her as a means to something else. They would, inside you, it'll be like, so a good leader, what I've realized is that they are great at listening. And then also empathy. They have the ability to be able to put themselves in other people's shoes and then see the world from their perspectives. So it's not just about shuffling their ideas and concept. And I was that guy. It's like I had a full of energy, ideas, and I just came in and like da 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 da. But now and then, just stop. Like I give you an example where most of my staff are women, and they've gone through a month. They've gone through the process, And then you have for me, like right now, I'm learning about the whole thing about being in summer, in sprint, in winter, and then autumn, being in women's cycles, right? So when they are in autumn and winter, as a leader, I show up with loving energy and caring. And when in the summer, we usually just in 1 week they have that, and you wanna a little challenge them and push them. So you have to know. This is the challenge that I'm right now working with my partner as well, with women around me, about understanding where they're at, being empathetic, and also authenticity. And this is what I've learned from being around you. Well, congruency, alignment.
Yes. Yeah, congruency, to me, that word, congruency and integrity. It's like you said, we can sense other people's energy. We're all more transparent than we realize. Mm-hmm. And if there's any dissonance in what you're saying and how you're living, who you are outside and who you are alone at home, I think people can pick that up. They can really pick it up subconsciously, maybe. And so what I do in terms of leadership is I really try to live in alignment with truth and in congruency in every part of my life. And it's tough sometimes. Like, don't get me wrong, there's moments, right, where you're tested. And that's where you show up as a leader. That's where you show up in integrity, in truth, in congruence with your values, or where you fall into temptation. And then you pick yourself up and learn keep going. What is the essence of true leadership, do you think?
Oh, that's a good one. The ability to give your undivided attention to the things and also to the person that you are with. Like, what I mean by the things is the craft that you're working on, the project, the people. That's the essence when it comes to leadership.
The attention piece.
Attention piece.
That reminds me of like Steve Jobs, the way he would obsess over every single detail down to the pixel, you know, the exact color. Everything had to be through his eyes, through his vision.
That's leadership. It's the ability to also convey your vision, and that comes from being attentive. If you want to take your responsibility as a leader is to create reality, right? You know, and then hold that reality. It's your responsibility is just one as a leader is to create the mission and a vision, which is the reality that you have envisioned.
Yes.
And then now you have to develop the ability to share that with others. Like, also what I've realized is that if you want to know someone is a good leader, if I pay a person and then I lead them, that's not leadership. Because whether he likes it or not, he will follow you anyway. But what I've learned is that in leadership, when people follow you voluntarily, your ideas, that's true leadership. Leadership is not, when people look at, I am in a corporate world, so I manage 500 people, so therefore I am a leader. But in actuality, just a title. People follow you because they have to, because you pay them. The company pay them. But true leadership, or the essence of leadership, is people follow you because they want to. It's like perfect example is Martin Luther King. That's leadership, where I have a dream and then share the dream and the vision that he had. So being in this nonprofit organization and work with many shareholders and investors and the kids and the parents, I've realized, oh wow, this is what it meant to be a leader. It's not so much about leading someone that you paid, but it's how you are showing up as a person, as a leader, and the people, buying into you, your ideas and all that stuff.
The vision. Yeah, my friend Danny told me this thing when I was about to launch my first ever retreat, and I called up Danny and I'm like, hey, I need your advice. How do I sell this retreat? He's like, listen, to the degree that you believe in your own retreat, if you believe this is the absolute best fucking experience in the world, others will feel that conviction and you'll have no problem selling the retreat. And that was something that really stuck with me. And I have kept that lesson ever since. To the degree that I believe in my own vision, whether it's a retreat or the 1billionhumans.com mission to get 1 billion people on the planet to take mushrooms on the same day. If I have weak energy about it, people will feel it. And if I have strong conviction, this is happening, guys, let's go, people feel that as well. And I have kept that lesson of vision plus belief.
I love that. You gave me the book, Think Only Good.
The Golden Key.
The Golden Key. Yeah, it's talk about mental equivalent.
Yes.
And it's, for me, how I see it as a blueprint, because I'm a builder. Before you start at a house, build a villa, you need a plan or just the blueprint. And so, like, you have the blueprint to have that 1 billion people to be on mushroom. I have the blueprint to have 500 schools. And I have that conviction. Like, in my reality,
it's done.
It's done. I have the conviction that I have 10 villas within the next 5 years that I'm going to build. It's done. It's like in my body, in my mind, it's done. And so the blueprint. So we go out there, we have... So the power of visualization as well. If I envision before I start my day, envision the 500 schools being built, envision the villas being built, envision the brothers come work with me and then I transform their lives through the experience that I took them through and all of that, then that's the blueprint that I'm holding, the mental equivalent, right? Because everything is created here in the mental world and then manifest into the world.
Yes.
But it starts here. So yeah, bro, believe. And then obviously you have to believe, body achieves what the mind believes. So if the mind believes and you train the mind, for me also surround myself with a good affirmation, listening to your podcast, bro. I put the notification on your Spotify, and then every time, oh yeah, good morning legends. I say, well, that's my man. So just listening to your Spotify and then your beautiful voice, and I was like, dang, this guy, he has a beautiful voice. I love listening. Like sometimes I listen while with my wife, and I was like, bro.
She doesn't want to hear it.
This is good. So yeah, I lured her in slowly. She loves you, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, that's sweet. Good morning, legend.
Good morning, legends.
Welcome to another day in the simulation. For those that don't know, I do have a second podcast, goodmorninglegend.com, where you can find my daily, how would you call it? Daily transmission?
Yeah, daily. I mean, I love your consistency, bro. Like, wow. That's the one thing that I want to learn, like the consistency of showing up, the energy, the attention to details. I'm like, bro.
I think that's one of my core values. The attention to detail and knowing that if I show up every day in a certain way or provide value to people in a certain way, like there's someone out there who, if I don't publish an episode every morning on the Good Morning Legend podcast, they're going to be like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Right? It's going to break up their flow. So there's a responsibility I feel we have as leaders to honor our commitments. And when people expect, or when we set an expectation, to honor that expectation.
Oh, so good.
And I try to bring that to everything from, if I'm hosting a retreat, I better provide the best fucking value I can to every single person. Every single person better leave that retreat feeling 5 times the value of what they thought they were going to get. And sometimes it's out of my control, but to the degree that it is in my control, I have to try my absolute best. And I think you have that too with everyone you work with.
Yeah. The one thing that I think I want to work on is the showing up in the social media. I kind of like, it's like a fire, like, oh, and then die out. But these things that really inspired me about you is that how you're showing up in everything that you do, and the consistency. Like for me, the real thing, like not really, but out the physical side of it, like go to the school, go to the village that I'm building, and go to things like I do that consistently. But the things that I think the social media and then also giving people value like Spotify, through Spotify and YouTube. And then thank you, like I'm working on the YouTube right now as well. So yeah.
I think you've got it, bro.
Yeah.
I know you have the consistency in so many other areas of your life, from fitness to showing up at your school. It's asking yourself, perhaps, how can I take the same energy I applied to my school and bring it to YouTube is,
love that.
It's a school for others. So you're just showing up at a more global school.
Love that.
And the right students will show up. So if you think of YouTube as a school, I wonder if that might
help.
That might be the key.
Yeah.
That might be the key. Tell me about the importance of mentors. So we talked briefly about Pakmade, who came into your life. And there was another mentor, Chris Jackson, who significantly changed your life.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about him and also just in general, how important mentorship is.
Yeah. So there were three powerful mentors that I considered as the one that changed the trajectory in terms of my life. My dad, my mom, and then Chris Jackson. So in my mom, what I've observed is that this like not afraid to ask. Like one thing that she would ask me like a lot. Help and this and that. And then also I've observed when I was a kid, she would just go around the neighborhood and just ask for things, and then ask for help and ask. I was like, wow. So then it's a model frame. It's like if you never ask, if you don't ask, you don't get. That's kind of the lesson that I've learned for my mom, is this whole idea of like ask for what you want and then express it.
Yeah.
And if they don't give it, it's okay, but at least you learn how to ask for what you want. And then Chris Jackson, when I went to Perth, Australia, and lived there for 7 years, and I came in contact with that powerful man, he taught me, and he introduced me to the world of personal development. I had no idea what personal development was. He introduced me to Tony Robbins, introduced me to Robert Kiyosaki, and then also Think and Grow Rich, The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. That book changed my life in a good way.
Same.
Yeah.
The Science of Getting Rich by Wallace D. Wattles. There's a YouTube audiobook by someone called Neville Goddess. Also, she goes by the name Maggie Murphy. And it's amazing because she reads every chapter and then adds her own commentary.
Yeah.
And she is an actual millionaire who became a millionaire primarily from the concepts in this book.
Yeah.
And so it's so fascinating. I would listen to that specific audiobook over and over and over again in 2024. I must have listened to it 10 times driving on the scooter in Bali. Just like anytime I would be on the scooter, I'd pop it in and I'd keep getting new additional insights from the same text. It's a short book.
Yeah.
But in every chapter, there's so much gold.
Yeah.
And my income started going up from just those concepts, embodying them, living them, acting how Wallace Wattles says, acting in a certain way. The impression of increase. I know you're a big fan of that one as well.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh man, that book. I love the act in a certain way because two men, I think he gave that example beautifully in that book, like two men doing the same thing, but the other man act in a certain way, he becomes rich. It's because he acts in a certain way. And then the impression of increase, that's a big one. Every person that you come in contact with, you want to make sure that you want to leave them and then give them the impression of increase.
Yes, absolutely. And then your life starts increasing.
Yeah.
In wealth and health and appreciation. So you mentioned that book. There was a few other ones you mentioned.
Yeah, Robert Kiyosaki. That's really helped me revolutionize my thinking around money.
Rich Dad, Poor Dad?
Rich Dad, Poor Dad by Robert Kiyosaki.
You should write a book called Rich Dedy, Poor Dedy. Just a play on your name.
Why not? Sure. And Cash Flow Quadrant by him as well, Robert Kiyosaki. And I actually run a workshop that it's free. The people came and play the Cash Flow Quadrant and just talk about them understanding the whole thing of assets, liabilities, expenses. So, yeah.
Any spiritual or mystical books that have been
The Power of Now, brother.
The Power of Now.
Eckhart Tolle, The Power of Now. I love his book called Stillness Speaks. A small, teeny, tiny book. And he said something in it that, wow, like for me, it's like stillness is the only thing that has no form. So this is what I really love about your unguided meditation through the 5-day retreat. That was it.
Stillness.
That was the ultimate of meditation, where you just sit with yourself. No stimulation, no music, no nothing, just be still. And when he said stillness is the only thing that has no form, it's basically everything else is a bad translation of the true knowledge, the truth.
Wow.
Because on the stillness that you discover the truth.
Yeah. I love that. Stillness Speaks. I mean, and literally on unguided meditations where you're just sitting in stillness, in silence, eyes closed, listening to yourself, and then your soul speaks.
Yeah.
First 10 minutes, you might be thinking about your groceries and life and work, and then you drop into a deeper state and the whispers of the soul start speaking to you.
Yeah, so it's the I amness, the I am that I am, where the ability to go. This is what I love about the unguided meditation that you gave us, is that your ability to go beyond thoughts, emotions, the content of your life. Those are the things that limit you. The content, which is the content built by the stories that you have told yourselves, that maybe you're not good enough, or you have to do something for you to be whole. But in when you are in ayahuasca or when you are in Bufo, for example, you know that, hey, you are already whole, you're worthy, you are, but the whole setup of humanity is to make sure that you don't think that, to make sure that you need to do this, you need to put this makeup on, you need to do this, you need to be certain for you to feel whole. But when you are in the stillness, you soon realize, oh my God, the emotions, the thoughts, the content of my life that gave me this identity is actually not me. That's why when God, someone asks, I think it's in Bible, what's your name? You just look at it and it's that I am that I am.
Yeah.
Forever. You cannot, it's like presence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you were talking about content, I had this visual of, on your MacBook, you have like 1,000 windows and different tabs, and it's like your day-to-day life, and programs are running, apps are everywhere. And then in the meditation, it's like you minimize every window, and then you just open the terminal window, and it's just this black screen with code. You're like, let's look into the code. Let's look deeper.
Yeah, love that.
Speaking of the code behind reality, tell me what first drew you to explore plant medicine and look at the mysteries of reality.
Ooh, I love this, bro. Oh man, like my whole body just like, I believe that it chose you. How would I put it? Like the medicines, whether it's the ayahuasca, or whether it's like when you're ready,
it calls to you.
It calls you. It calls you, mom. I call it mom, right? The psilocybin mom she wants you, bro.
She wants to chat.
She wants to chat. And what I really love about once mom entered and mom gave me all the lessons is that it takes you first through the pains. All the pains, all the stuff that you've been avoiding, the stuff that you've been afraid of. Like one of my biggest one could say fear when it's the fear of being found out. I think it's a lot of, I just speak generally, but a lot of people that I came in contact with also have that fear.
Sure.
Fears, And so she would first take you through all the pains, all the fear, all of your fears, your doubts, take out, and then help you to see it. And once you be like brave enough to face it, to see it, and then whole new world afterwards. That realization of the oneness, the unity, I would say if I were to try to describe it in words, then the the potent of the thing with, I will miss it because I think that the Tao teaching tried to describe it. The Tao that can be described is not the true Tao. The thing, the realization, the thing that you know, and you try to put into words, you like
Yes.
reduce it down into that.
Yes.
But for me, my experience with the plant medicines is that once you're ready, and once mom wants to come into your life and wants to help you to to transform, to become a better leader or to become a better person, then she will come.
I want to double click on something you said, which was you can't describe it in words.
Yeah.
And I often think that too, that if you could perfectly describe a mushroom experience or an ayahuasca experience or a Bufo experience in words, then you wouldn't need to take it. You could just read a book about it.
Yeah.
I have not read almost any books, if any, about psychedelics because I sort of find it pointless.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, if you want to know the history of things and the compounds and the scientific, I will probably delve deeper into that. But when I was first starting out on psychedelics, to me, the experience itself was the learning.
Yeah.
And there is no book that would teach me about that. No. Certainly not after I tried DMT. There was absolutely no book that could have prepared me for that other than the experience itself. And that's not to say books are bad or, that education is not important, but man, there's just some things that you have to eat the mushrooms and find out.
Yeah.
And I was talking to, it was so funny, I run into a person recently who I can only describe as a muggle. In Harry Potter, you have the wizards and the muggles.
Muggles, yeah.
This person, bless his heart, he was so in his head and so objective about reality. And we were talking about psychedelics and he's like, yeah, but at the end of the day, like all of it is a hallucination from your mind. Like if you took shrooms now and you see a purple frog, but you know that purple frog is made up. And I'm like, in my mind, I was like, well, it's really not about the purple frog, brother. Yeah. Because there's so much more that happens in a mushroom trip that is indescribable, that has nothing to do with the visuals, that has much more to do with your soul and your consciousness. And then we started talking about consciousness, and even there he was like, well, consciousness is all in the brain. And I'm like, all right, brother. Like, to be so sure about objective reality that, I don't know. I think when you try some of these experiences, especially Bufo or DMT, for me anyway, there's absolutely no way that you can categorically say consciousness is just in your brain.
Wow. Yeah, brother. So how I handle those people is that the realization of when consciousness ready, because consciousness either become conscious of itself through human form and then seek out the true understanding, or not. And it's not personal. For me, that's how I look at the idea of consciousness, because you and I come from the same cloth.
Yeah.
And just in a different form, in the bodily. But in truth is that you and I are same fabric. And in that person that is talking to you as well.
Also, yes.
Also. And so, but at the same time, the presence and then consciousness that runs through him is not for me, like personally, and it's not ready yet. So if I were to react and then try to like have the conversation in that level, then I will fall under his consciousness.
It was like two different language packs, bro.
Exactly,
so you're in a video game and the words you're saying might be the same, but the meaning is so different.
So different. And so that's why the people that went through the psychedelic experience through Bufo or ayahuasca and mushroom is that they just look at each other. And
there's a knowing.
There's a knowing. That know.
I can actually see it in people's eyes sometimes. I'm like, oh, you've done some ayahuasca trips.
Yes. And then you almost like don't need, almost like words that come out of your mouth is almost like you want to keep it really sacred, because it's beautiful. And I came in contact with a person that said, "Oh yeah, Daddy, I did that too, and I felt nothing." Like ayahuasca, nothing, bro, nothing. I was like, "Oh, okay," but that was not the experience that I had. The one that I went through was a big transformation.
Yeah.
Oh my God. It shows me the pains that I've carried in my body, my mind, and also it shows me my potential, the things that I can do.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's cleanse. Oh my God, the cleanse, the purge is all about cleansing. Like, honestly, a lot of years of energy blockages from my stomach, the bottom of my, oh man, like I can just feel like all the thing out over. That's the whole exercise of purging, is to get out of all the energy that out of the body. And man, afterwards I had the best.
You did.
Hey man,
you had the best
you
trip.
were there. I best trip, because the cleansing process. Yeah, man, and you were there. You saw the whole thing. I was singing, I was dancing, I was doing handstands. I was like, fuck.
You were activated, bro. Let's talk about this. So I had the pleasure of introducing you to my absolute favorite shaman in the world. And I said, listen, he's doing a ceremony on this day. And you were going through some stuff in your life.
Yeah.
I said, I think this is gonna help you. And it was, you had done mushrooms before and you had done Bufo before. And I felt like you were quite prepared and ready. Explain to me, because you had a few days to make that decision and it wasn't immediately a yes, but then finally you said yes to it.
Yeah.
Walk me through that decision, what you were feeling before the ceremony, what you were feeling right before you drank the ayahuasca tea. Was there any nervousness? I'd love to just guide us through the whole journey, because this is so interesting for a listener who might have never done Aya, but they might be considering it.
Certainly, brother. It was because of you. And then also after had the conversation with our brother, and then just that clarity, pang. I need this. But throughout it, there was a resistance. My mind was like, look at this, look at that. No, you cannot do that now. This is like the whole thing, being human. I have the doubts, I have questions. But I think this is where it comes down to the people, like, that introduce you to these things. Is he or she hold the presence? And the things that helping me to, it's the light that I see in you and the light that I see in brother after the conversation, our brother. That's the process. But for the last, like, it was 3 days, right? Went through that. I was
3 days before the ceremony.
3 days before the ceremony, I was questioning, doubting the whole thing. But comes down to the people, and trust. And then also, like, the medicines kind of already got to me in terms of the ayahuasca. It's like,
this is the freakiest thing, is you feel the energy of Mother Aya before the ceremony, before you took a single drop of the special brew.
That's the scary thing. Like, I was like, part of me like, okay, I love the gems, but man, I just don't think I can do this. Like, I don't want. And then suddenly I got really sick. Like, I went there and I was sick, right?
Yeah.
I was like coughing and I was like, whoa, something is, I don't know.
Purge is beginning.
The purge is beginning. Literally, like, the first, you heard, right? Like, the first cup that I took, and I was like, boom of the, like,
you purged so quick. I thought, oh man, he's probably not going to feel it.
No.
Because it's in and out.
In and out. Yeah, literally in and out. Because throughout it, like the morning, because it was at night, right? In the morning, I was already, as you said, beautifully put, where the grandma already worked through you before you actually came to her.
Yeah.
And I really love how our brother put it, grandmother. That's basically the grandmother of all grandmother. That's what ayahuasca is.
Yes. So you drink the first cup. You go into a purge. What's going on through your mind in that moment, particularly?
Because
like, man, I should not have trusted James. Why am I
here?
Why
am I here? I looked at him. I was like, man, what's going on? But then when the brother said, hey, look, come to get the second one if you are open to it, if you want it, you feel invited. So I went and I took the second one.
Quite a courageous move.
Yes. I did the second one and bro, something activated.
Yes.
The cough, the sickness that I felt in my body, it was just gone. Like I become someone else, like the warrior within, like that activated. And I was dancing and singing, that, man, and doing the calisthenics, doing the handstands and splits. Just beautiful. Like I felt really strong in my body.
It was really beautiful to see you in the ceremony because when you were activated, you're very fit and you're very good at calisthenics, but somehow seeing that on ayahuasca, you doing a handstand that's like perfectly symmetrical and like the beauty of the male body, I'm like, holy shit, like this is on another level.
Another level, right?
I was very happy for you.
Thank you so much, brother. It was transformative, and the mental side of it, the spiritual side of it, even beautiful, where the grandmother, she took me onto this journey to understand all the pains and the fears and then the things that I'm afraid of and all that. Like, just become aware of all of that. And I was going through the like period where like really angry and really tense in my body. Whew. But then afterwards, it shows me my potential in terms of physically, and then mentally also, like the ability to sing, the ability to move and all that. I was like, whoa, this is another thing. So it's like both pains and then also potentials.
I feel like it taps us into our truest, most pure, clearest resonant presence. And so typically, not necessarily for everyone, but the way I see it is the first half of the ceremony, you're going through the shadows.
Yeah.
And it's because to get to that pure, clear frequency, we need to clean up whatever layers and garbage has been going on.
I love that.
It's like you have a bunch of dirty dishes in the sink, you fill up the sink with water, all the grime floats to the top. So you can look at it, understand where it came from, and then drain the sink and clean it and add soap and whatever. But then afterwards, you are now in this light body, light frequency. And I know you've had this experience when you were singing in our journey, because I've had a very similar experience. The way you're able to use your voice, there is no false notes. There is no such thing as out of tune, because you're so in tune with your own divine nature. You can sing with the shaman and match the frequency exactly.
The same.
You can do a handstand that was probably the best handstand you could ever do, because you can feel every single tendon in your body and every single muscle. It's like having the greatest awareness of yourself and no bullshit in the way. No falsity, no illusions, no layers of self-consciousness or judgment or self-judgment. All of it stripped away. And it's just you. Still human, still there, but purely you.
Purely. I love how you put it, bro. I think that's it. It's beautifully described and put. Like the whole process is that you have no other choice, because otherwise, without that cleansing, where you're going through all the self-doubts and you need to clean all of that in order for you to tap into that clarity, pure clarity, where you just one, literally you are so connected with everything around you. And so, what you said, tune. You just tune with every single things around you. But before you reach to that point, you need to go through all this purging and pains and it's beautifully described, bro.
There was a big lesson that you got, and I wonder if you could share that lesson. And it's about being in truth with yourself and in your life.
Yeah. That was, if I were to narrow it down to that one thing, and that's the whole ayahuasca trip was just being truthful to self and others. Like,
because grandmother is not going to let you get away with anything.
Oh no, she's not, man. I tried and I could not, bro. She was so everything that I think I was resisting her and tried to doing the things that I unconsciously do, which is cover it and but the one lessons that I've learned was being truth, which is the things that I'm not proud of, one could say, the things that I've done, let's say in the past, that I'm still carried the shame and the guilt,
and
which
the
is
weight.
and the weight. So being a human, it's inevitable to experience, to do things that considered, the self-judgment, like come back to that self-judgment, because I think that's what it was. I was judging myself. I was putting myself into the box and then label it, and then I carried that throughout my life. And so what the grandmother did for me was to, hey, here's the truth, face it. And then, man, I face my truth. Just the whole roller coaster of telling the truth also is another level, So yeah.
And that's part of the integration. Is ayahuasca will show you the most important truths that you have to face in your life. And then the most important thing is, will you follow through on that? And that's where you either integrate the ceremony or you sort of bypass it.
I love that, because a friend of mine also, he went to ayahuasca like 10 times now. It's like the whole thing of bypassing, right? The grandmother already showing you the
welcome back.
The things that you need to look at.
Yes.
And then you need to do it, and you need to integrate it, and you need to go out into the world and actually do it and then change it.
Yeah.
But then now you see it, but then when you go out there, you do exactly the same thing that you've been doing. And then that's why you want to come back. Like for me right now, I don't have the urge or feel like want to go back, because I am still in the integration. And then it's like, okay, implement what of the insights that I've, learned. And so, yeah.
Truth for me is one of the most important values, because it sets you free. And we've all done things that we're not proud of. But the key thing is, now, in this moment, can I take ownership of it? Can I go talk to the person that was involved? Can I ask for their forgiveness? Can I forgive myself? Can I know that I was doing my best in that moment? It's like in every situation where I've been untruthful or out of resonance or in dissonance with my own integrity, there's always a clear solution path. And it's usually having a difficult conversation with someone or taking some sort of action. And it's so obvious what the solution is, but we spend days, weeks, months just circling around it, because we will do anything but that. And what I love about psychedelics is, for me, they give me that clarity, that pinpoint sharpness of, this is the thing that you must do to clear this block, and then you're free. And if I'm able to do that, man, life becomes simpler. more peaceful, more harmonious, because you're not trying to juggle all of these different versions of truths and untruths. You just have one version of you that you're living by, and life becomes really sweet and simple.
Wow, well put.
How would you compare the ayahuasca experience to something like Bufo? Obviously, the duration is very different. Bufo is 15 to 20 minutes. Ayahuasca is 6 to 10 hours. But I'd love to know, what do you see as the cosmic similarities and what do you see as the differences? Because you've done Bufo a few times.
Yeah. What I really love about ayahuasca is that it cleanses you physically as well. When it comes to Bufo, it's if you want to go to the enlightenment state, like that, in a matter of, then Bufo is the best. It's Bufo is considered as the molecules of God. Yeah. So the beauty of the Bufo is that if someone were to come, should I go ayahuasca or Bufo first? Like, if I were to, I would go Bufo first to just get into that understanding of the cosmic, of the universe, the unity, the everything. Oh, wow. Like, just it's almost like it pulls you out from the humanness, being human, and then where you are so connected, where you are one with the bird that's chirping. You are one with the car just passing by, the sounds of it. You are so connected that it's so blessed, a blessed full state. And then obviously slowly, 15 minutes or 20 minutes later, you come down and you just, that smile in, I think in Buddha or in, they have this expression, or the Zen master, the smile, and then it's passing down through.
What does it mean, the smile?
The smile, the knowing.
Oh, the knowing.
The know, the one that knows, and it doesn't need words to describe it. Because when I went to Brother, when I went through the Bufo experience, the whole process was just, once you know, you just smile. There's no need words to try to. Yeah. Words,
in some ways, diminish the experience.
Exactly. If I were to describe honey, for example, if you've never tasted the honey before, and I try my hard and like describe the honey, and then and you're like, okay, understand it conceptually. But then as soon as I give you the honey, you know what? You don't really care about the word honey. You just sit there and you're just like, oh, shit.
Now I get it.
Now I get it. And that's it. And that's what Bufo is.
It's the now I get it moment.
Now I get it now.
Totally. It's this state of pure oneness, pure enlightenment. For 10 minutes, you are everything and everyone.
Yeah.
You are pure God force. You realize that problems don't actually exist on that level. When you come back, they kind of do.
Yeah.
But in that level, there are no problems. Everything is illusion. Everything is one. Everything is beauty. Everything is love.
Yeah. As soon as it goes into your body and you started to feel the dissolving. So your body
literally dissolve into pure spirit.
Pure spirit. So the body, I can feel the blood that flow through my body, like dissolve into nothing.
It's crazy.
It's it's beautiful. It's
Let's talk about the God Mode retreat.
Ooh, this one. Oh, love this one. Yeah.
So I had the pleasure of having you at my second God Mode retreat this August. What called you to the retreat?
Ooh.
And what did you walk away with?
What called me to the retreat? And we talked about the whole thing of alignment, right? And sometimes you go through life and events, you experience the events and things and people that came into your life. And the 5-day retreat, the God mode, was the turning point for me. Like, that was the thing for me to clear out so many things that I've been holding on mentally. And so it was like, you, brother, invited me, and I was feeling like, okay. And then again, the whole process of mind, right? Like, I'm not sure, like, okay. And then, but then the heart, when a heart knows that it's the thing that I needed, the things that I know that I will get so much value, and I did, like, so much value. The clarity of my business right now is because of the retreat. The clarity of how I want to show up, and the impact that I want to create in the world. So the retreat was, man, a very transformative journey, because all the ayahuasca, the Bufo, great journey. It's like I went there, just one off, and then poof, gone. And then I go out into the world alone. And the 5-day retreat, now I have beautiful friends around me. After the 5-day retreat, I have, all the beautiful people that were there.
We had such a special group.
Special group. And it's like friends now, friends for life, because we've shared.
We've gone through it.
We've gone through this. And I was like, dang, just the value that you created through the whole journey, the prompts, the questions you ask, the whole structure, then geared towards the actual God mode experience was perfect. It's like how you prep us through questions, and it's like the whole process that we said about you have to go through all the dirt in order for you to experience that state of clarity and enlightenment. And so the first day, the second day, you were prepping us, you were like, evoke us. Like, I was trying to like hiding my truth, and I was like trying to hide in a corner. I was like not want to listen, and the whole thing, because mind's way of resisting, and then but you were there, and then presence, and then keep on nudge us, and then bang, when the God mode experience, it was perfect. It's just pure.
I'm so glad, and I was so honored that you came, and I knew sort of the truth you were battling with, but obviously not my place to pull you there. I had to sort of watch and wait and see, and then you chose to bring it to the group and work with it with us, and that was right before the mushroom ceremony, I think, that you opened up, which was really special to me, because then you went into the mushroom journey on day 3 and got a very profound experience. But the level of vulnerability that you showed to the group, that was really breathtaking for me.
Thank you for creating that space. It's so safe for me, because a guy like me, sometimes I guard myself as well, bro. I guard myself in a way like cunning, if that makes sense. It's like cunning mind way of guarding, but how you did it and the whole structure that you put us through just allow, like, not just me, the people around as well, they feel so safe, they feel opened up, like all of them, like, because they opened up. I opened up as well. It's just it's I think it's because how you showed up, and how you guided us through the whole journey. And
just talking about this makes me want to start another retreat like right away.
You definitely, bro. It's priceless. Like for me, that 5-day retreat was so transformative that I this is priceless.
You made some big shifts like immediately after the retreat, and that I was so proud of you because, like I said, it's all about the integration and how divinely timed as well, right? We did ayahuasca, and I think it was a week later, or even less, the God Mode retreat too started. And I was like, yes, because it's the perfect, you've just had this amazing cosmic experience. Now you have 5 days to process what it brought up for you. Was there a particular moment in the 5-day retreat that you'll never forget?
Oh yeah, I was labeled as the the one that made
the one.
Yeah. So if you go through retreat, you have 10 people there. There's always the one.
There's always the one.
And I was the one. Well. I went through again my process of the clarity, the cleansing the energy and all that. The first hour or two.
In the mushroom ceremony.
In the mushroom ceremony, Mom was taking me somewhere else, bro.
Yes.
Like all my fears, it's like coming to reality, like there, like right face there. I was so scared, and I took my bag. I was run out of the door. Maybe you can describe that. And then you were there on the door.
Dedy was about to leave the retreat center in the middle of the night on 4 grams of mushrooms. And he genuinely thought I would just be okay with it. He had his bag ready to go. It was a very interesting moment for me.
Yeah, I was activated in one could say, lessons that I need to face and looked at. Yeah. But I run away.
Literally running away, right?
I
so
am running
often
away
we
from
run away in our mind. We don't want to see this. We don't want to look at this.
Yeah.
You were literally manifesting the embodiment of that. I'm literally running away.
I was like, afterwards, I was like, did I push you, brother? Did I hurt you, brother? I was like, because I feel so yeah, I was like, dang.
No, it was good. We had a great facilitation team, and the three of us worked on you to bring you back.
Yeah, we did. And then afterwards, and then I landed in a beautiful way, and we sang, beautiful songs, and we were like,
you serenaded people.
And I think
beautiful voice.
This is why when I went through that process of the dark side of it, I realized something so important, and that is to have to know, to trust the people that you do the mushroom with.
Yeah.
And then throughout the dark moment of my moment was you, the one that walked through with light. Like I was just, your whole body just pure light. And then I was like, oh my God, this man is pure. This man is beautiful. Thank you. Because bro, I was in my darkest of the thing, because my mom was trying to teach me something, but I resisted. Because I resisted, it was pulled me even down to the
yeah.
But then you walk past, I remember clearly, you walk past the garden, and I looked at it. I was like, wow, everything is okay, everything's fine, because at that moment you just need that, and that was the moment where you walk past, and the beautiful Lauren.
Oh, Lauren.
Lauren, she was there, and then she was,
helping with the facilitation, and was the perfect feminine energy
that I needed at that time.
Yes.
And I was snapped out of it, and then go into the joyful state.
So good. So good. You mentioned resistance. I think that's such a key word, because in a psychedelic trip, really the only way that a trip can be quote unquote bad is our own resistance. There have been mushroom trips where the first 2 hours are just, for whatever reason, brutal. And I'm curled up and I'm like, why did I take these mushrooms? I've done these like hundreds of times, but why now? And what is this? And then I remind myself, okay, wait, it's only been literally 30 minutes since I took them. let's just wait and see what happens. And the mushrooms are so patient. They layer by layer untangle whatever knots are in my mind. And suddenly I get it. There's a click. There's a shift. You go from fear to love, from scarcity to abundance, from confusion to clarity. And you see what the mushrooms were trying to show you the whole time.
And I think the food that you eat also affect you so big time. And I love the fact that you're so conscious about that throughout the retreat, where we eat only healthy food and cleanse. So it was really helped with the whole journey. But in general, if I drink coffee, sugar in my body, and I eat meat and all that, but then afterwards I don't drink water. And then you put mom in, and like put mom in psilocybin in, and you'll be like, it will create so much anxiety in the body. The body will create anxiety without you. Like,
totally.
This is my own experience. So right at the moment, I'm in the whole process of just fasting. That just eat blueberries and walnuts and anything like clean and lean prior to a day or 2 day lead up to the experience, the ceremony. And that this is what I ask also with the men that I take on the adventure. I said, like, the 2-3 days lead up to the ceremony, please eat clean and lean.
Yes,
because it will really help you. Because what happens is that if you're in the really toxic, your body, if it's in the toxic
dense,
man, it amplified the fears and the anxiety in the body.
Totally. Yeah, I don't have any scientific proof for this, but I just recommend people eat plant-based leading up to any mushroom ceremony.
That's
definitely good. Ayahuasca, you want to be plant-based for at least, I think, 10 days, they recommend. And then also, again, no scientific proof that I can offer behind this, but I do notice a huge difference between, like, no sexual energy, right? No releasing, no sex, no masturbation, and just being very clean-minded leading up to a ceremony. It makes a huge difference, because if you're not, all of that will float up to the surface, which will also be a powerful experience for you to explore. But is that an experience you want? And it's like, the more prepared you are, the more, if you fast a couple hours before a mushroom trip, man, it just helps so much to have a clean, smooth journey.
Yeah.
For someone on the fence about an upcoming retreat, I don't have any dates yet, although you can go to godmoderetreat.com for the wait list. What would you say to someone considering a future God Mode retreat? Jump in, man. This beautiful man will take you to the world that you are like, oh, wow. Then that's what I would say. If you want to know the true knowledge beyond ChatGPT, this guy, beautiful guy here, he knows how to take it to that. Like, and that's what I love about that 5-day retreat, is that you tap into the true knowledge, where you just know. The knowledge is that, then understanding it, where you cannot find it in the book. In fact, when you come back, you like look at the books and you're like, oh, that guy is trying to describe the thing that I live and experience it just then. So yeah, definitely I would highly recommend, if you want to experience something different than this Maya, this, what I call it, this world, which is under the spell of minds. If you want to really go above that, then definitely go to the next one. Did we unlock God mode for you? Yep, you did. Big time, bro. Excellent. Mission successfully completed. Yeah. Tell me about fatherhood. How has being a father shifted the way you see your mission, how you see your life, how you see the world? Father. And I believe that,
you live in this world, go out there, change things, want to change the world, create. And then when you go home and then you look at this beautiful being crawling around, and you're like, oh my God, the true joy is actually, it comes from that. Like being a father, I've realized that sometimes the simplest things, like looking at my wife and my son and just be totally there with them, be present and enjoy little things like the tea or the food that we eat together. It's life. That's what the life is, where it teaches. My boy taught me a lot of things. He taught me a lot of things about life. They say that if you want to know about life, you go and spend time with baby, and then also with elderly, and you soon realize about what life truly is. So and again, I'm still in the process of being a good father. So right now, the things that he taught me is to let go of the mental construct, titles and all this when I'm with him. Just there, presence, look at him, enjoy hugging him and all of that. So yeah.
What's one lesson that your son has taught you?
Presence.
He's in the Bufo state, I bet.
He is always.
He's
Dang, I want some
connected
of
to
that.
God force.
I want some of that. Give me some. He was like just in trance-like state all the time.
Yeah.
It's a baby.
So special. Wow. In what ways has fatherhood softened you, and in what ways has it strengthened you?
So when you have someone so depending on you like that, like baby, and it's strengthening you in a way, like go out into the world and like make a real impact, do the right thing, do the work, don't be lazy and all that stuff, right? But that's what's strengthening me. And then softening me is when I'm holding him, when I'm kissing him, when I play with him. It's like, okay, I can be this warrior doing the handstands, muscle ups, running here, running there. But also I can be in my feminine, where make him feel safe and also loved by me. And that's kind of like what I've learned. Those are the two ways. It's strengthening me and at the same time softening me in that way.
Strengthening the masculine, softening into the feminine.
Feminine, yeah.
Beautiful balance.
Beautiful balance, yeah.
If your son was listening to this podcast 20 years from now, what message would you want him to hear?
Just one thing: manage your energy, physical energy, mental energy, and then your willpower. By what I mean by that is, when you go out into the world, you only get out of the world or out of life what you put in. So if you put scarcity, fear into the world, into life, you will get more of the same out. But if you put love and peace and joy and abundance, and then you'll get that, and that through practice. The energy that you put out there, you'll get back. So manage your energy wisely. If one more thing, choose your friends wisely as well, because there your fortune lies.
Well, yeah. You are your friends.
You are your friends.
You become the people that you surround yourself with.
True.
When you think of your legacy, what do you hope people will remember most about you?
The impact in terms of, I don't want them to remember about my house, my villas, my books, or, just the impact that I have made in their lives. So that's the one thing that what I mean by impact is Like right now with the Peduli Learning Center, I have 250 plus kids. And while I'm teaching them and while I'm in the middle of them, and I just realized something important, like, wow, this is what life is all about. Like at the end of the day, they don't really care whether I have this, I have that. What they care about is the impact that I've created. And then the education, the lessons, these are the things that will carry on for the next generation and then the next generation and so forth. So impact.
Is there one truth that you want to leave to the listener listening to this podcast? One truth that you want to tattoo on their heart?
Ooh, wow, that's a good one. Let me tune into that. Ooh. That you are your words. Your words create your world. So the truth is that use your words wisely, because it either work with you or against you. And that's what I've learned from my own personal journey, where sometimes I unconsciously use words to against me. Victimize and victim. I blame my dad, my brothers. I blame people around me. I blame some other, people.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, I went nowhere, and then and I realized that the power of words. So if I were to tattoo something, is your words create your world.
I love that. It reminds me of a great quote from Florence Scovel Shin. She says, "Your word is your wand." Right? The words we cast into our life, they're like spells. That's why we call it spelling. So it's something I live by as well. Very careful with the words I use, and because they really do create your reality. And that is a fantastic truth to leave to the listener. Watch your words.
Yep.
And speak the good into existence.
Yeah.
Only think good.
Only think good.
Or think only good. Emmett Fox, the great Emmett Fox. Well, Dedy, it's been such a pleasure to have you on the podcast, to hear about your journey, your ayahuasca ceremony, your Bufo ceremonies, your experience at the God Mode retreat. I'm honored to know you, to call you a friend. Is there anything that you want to share? Final thoughts, final words to the listener?
Man, in my heart of heart, I'm just so grateful to have you in my life. Like, you unlock not only the God Mode in me, but also in many things. The way you coach me through my business and my life. I just want to acknowledge you for that. You're a beautiful friend, beautiful mentor, a man that live and breathe the very thing that is congruency again. The things that you're talking about, I see that in you. Really admired you, and thank you. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me into this podcast. Love you so much, brother.
Thank you, brother. I love you too. You've been listening to the James Xander Trip with special guest Dedy Tien. You can find out all about his work at dedytien.com. That's DEDYTIEN.com. And to stay in touch with the podcast and my God Mode retreats, head over to jamesxander.com. You can sign up to my newsletter and join us on the next 1 billion humans psychedelic global psilocybin trip. It's happening every month, and anywhere in the world you can join in, whether you're doing a microdose or a macrodose like me. Go to 1billionhumans.com. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you in the next episode.